It's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning, and I just had a cartoon paperclip pop up and say, It looks like you're trying to host a radio segment. Would you like some help with that?
Clippy!
No, Clippy. I don't want help, and I obviously need to get a new computer. This Windows 95 thing is getting a little bit dated.
They need to bring Clippy back.
You haven't run an update in a while.
No, I haven't. I should probably turn this one in. But we're going to do a Clippy-free edition of What's on Your Mind, where we go around to figure out what all the hosts have been thinking about lately, starting with Brooke. Brooke, what's on your mind?
I almost lost all of my teeth. I'm not even exaggerating, you guys.
What the heck?
Went to the dentist to pick up a night guard. I've never had a night guard before. I'm like a grinder and a clencher.
You're a sleep grinder?
Grinder, yeah.
So I go in, and they're like, oh, it's done. And just pop it in. Try it on. So I pop it in, and she's like, how does it feel? I'm like, well, it's kind of tight. You know, you can't talk with these big things in your mouth. She's like, okay, looks good. Take it off. I'm like, it won't come off. You guys, it would not come off. So she reaches into my mouth, and she's like, oh, you just pull from the side. Let me try. And she's like, oh God. It's not coming off.
Oh, they made it too
So
small.
then they call in the next dental assistant. So now there's 2 dental hygienists in my mouth on each side trying to pull this thing off. And I think my teeth are going to come out with it. It is so tight. It's like suctioned into my mouth. So then the dentist comes in. Now we're 25 minutes into this ordeal. It is a huge thing all over the office. He's like, well, I don't think you'll lose your teeth. I'll just have to cut this thing off. So then he starts drilling. And he's drilling the plastic, which is so thick. And he finally gets through. And you guys, it still is stuck. Even after he cuts it.
Well, it's not on your teeth right now,
So
is it?
then I'm like, how about some hot water? You know?
Okay.
And so she goes and gets these Dixie cups of hot water. You know, the blue Dixie cups that they have at every dentist place. And she's like, try this. So I'm like
little ones?
swishing water and trying to spit it out.
Oh.
Anyway,
What
after
happened?
40 minutes, the water worked. And it finally came off.
Like popped off. Oh.
And do you know how it ended?
How?
They're like, oh, you'll have a new one here in 2 weeks. And I'm like, I don't know if I want
I'm
one.
never coming back here again. What
I
do you
don't
mean?
know if I want it.
It sounds like fun to me.
Oh my God, it was so frightening,
You
Jeffrey.
were one step away from them calling in a construction worker with a
Yes!
jackhammer. Like,
Yes!
all right, let's get another guy in here.
I was like, what would have happened if I put that on at home without trying it on at the dentist office?
free veneers?
Yeah.
Wear it permanently.
There you go.
Brooke got her
So-
mouth drilled by a team of dentists.
Oh my God.
And lived
This
to
is
tell the
why
tale.
I hate dentists. I'm
really
sorry.
do.
I do.
All right.
Another reason.
I'm glad your mouth's doing okay today.
Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks, Jeff.
Okay, Jose, what's
Yeah.
on your mind?
Well, I was on my way to go get audio with Alexis recently, and I call an Uber. And if you don't know, I live literally in front of a huge arena.
Yeah.
Okay. So I call the Uber, I go downstairs, and when I go outside, there's traffic everywhere.
Oh, probably an event or something.
There was an event going on, which I didn't realize, and the guy's there with his merchandise. I hop in. Immediately, the guy yells at me.
What? Why?
He's yelling at me, saying, dude, do you live here? And I go, yeah, I live right here. He goes, why would you ever call an Uber during a concert? And I go, oh, is that what's happening? He goes, you don't know what's happening?
Oh, he's mad at you.
I go, no, I don't. He goes, you live right in front of an arena and you don't know what's going on? And I go, no, I don't look up the schedule every night, and I need to go.
Why don't you look up the schedule every night?
I just live there.
Is
right?
he driving at this point, or is he still just
No,
parked?
we are just starting to pull out. Like,
Okay.
Immediately when I got in, he started to pull out because
He's just
He
frustrated.
was blocking traffic. He should
I
have pulled
see.
into the alley.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm getting yelled at, and literally tells me that living there, I should never call an Uber if there's ever an event at all. I go, well, I gotta leave my house at some time, buddy. And
So now you're arguing back
we're
and
literally
forth.
arguing to the point, guys. I almost, and I've never done this, I almost said, hey, can you just pull over, man? I'm gonna get it. I'd rather give my money to another Uber driver.
Wow.
He was being like rude, and he was like, yeah, whatever. So awkward silence for like a minute. We're halfway there. I've been in the car for 5 minutes. I'm about 5-10 minutes away from Alexis on our event. And then he goes, well, what do you do for a living? And I go, oh, I'm a radio personality.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
For what? Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning? Oh my God, I love that show,
No.
he says. Oh, that's my favorite show. No way, you're
awkward.
Jose. And I'm like, yep. So then the other half of my
He's
ride.
like, well, why haven't you laughed? If you're Jose.
So the other half, he loves me. He loves all of you guys. He couldn't stop saying how much he loves every single one
maybe
of us.
he was just having a bad day.
Everything was great. And so then he drops me off.
And you're like, how do you tip?
Exactly, Brooke. I'm like, what do I do? Do I want to give him the maybe, I don't know, 1 star, 2 stars, and like no tip for being rude? Or do I go off the second half and I'm like, he's a huge fan.
Yeah.
He was nice. Like
Tip
Brooke
him
said,
well.
he
Right.
could have had a bad day. So I'm a sucker and I gave in and I gave him 5 stars and a 20% tip.
Yeah.
But I feel
there it
guilty
is.
about it.
There it is.
Because I feel like he just didn't deserve it. But at the end of the day, you're a fan of the show. I'll always give you 20%. So
Aw.
that's my story.
We
Good
can we
job.
can be bought if you tell us
We
that you're a
easily
fan.
can, yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell us you like
Not
us.
for much
No.
either. Yeah.
Alexis, what's been on your mind?
Okay, you guys know I hate confrontation, like of any sort with anybody.
Yeah.
Literally ever.
Yeah.
So the other day I was at a coffee shop with my friend. We get like 2 coffees. It's like $15. I don't know, something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
We go back the next day, exact same order. I'm going to pay, and they're like, okay, that'll be $45.
Whoa, what?
Okay.
Whoa.
But I was like, I
two
know it's
coffees?
wrong. Exactly. I know it's wrong, but I don't want to like say something.
No, Alexis.
Because there's like a
Alexis.
line and there's like
Still.
people.
It
and
is
like,
not $20
and then what if
per
I'm
drink.
wrong and they're not wrong? It was just so awkward.
You're
So I
not
go to do my
wrong.
Apple Pay and like I'm literally doing it, but then my friend did interject and say something to them.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
But then it got awkward because the employee was confused, then I was confused, and everybody, it was just so weird. And I didn't pay it, but I was going to at the end of the day.
Okay.
And
That is disturbing.
I'm still
Okay.
uncomfortable by the whole situation,
Yes.
actually, and I wish I had just paid it at this point. But
Yeah. You wish you
I'm
paid.
realizing it's kind of a problem now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyways, if you ever see me somewhere, please don't try to upcharge me because I will.
You need a backbone. You're gonna be like in surgery one day, and a doctor's like, "Okay, we're taking out a
Wait,
kidney,
dude.
right?" She's like, no, but
I just,
okay, go
it's
ahead."
better than saying something, you know? It's like, I'll just take it. So anyways, I almost bought the most expensive coffee of my life.
Wow.
Thank God you had your friend with you.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
That's what
Wow.
friends are for.
All right.
Lucky.
All right, Jeffrey, what's on your mind?
I'm just kind of in a complainy mood today, so I'm going to rattle off my top 3
let's go for
complaints
it.
for the week.
I'm
Jeff.
not anti this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bro.
Number 1, I went to a climbing gym, and I could see the one for like just kids only
Yeah.
next to us. And the parents are so overprotective. They are inside the children's climbing structure with their kids,
Oh, yeah.
human shielding them
Yeah.
the entire way.
Yeah.
Like it's like a McDonald's play place type thing, like a Chuck E. Cheese type
okay.
play
Got
structure.
it.
It's not
And
like a climbing wall.
No,
Oh, they're
it's
like bouncy structure.
yeah, it's like half adults in there,
Yeah.
just shielding their kids from other kids.
Yeah.
Let your kids climb, okay?
Okay.
It's a padded structure. They'll
Yeah.
be okay.
Let them
Yeah.
get jumped on. That's
Second,
okay.
I have a bone to pick with the grocery store near me.
Oh.
Here we go.
If you say your rotisserie chickens are going to be ready by 11 a.m. every day, stick to it. Have them ready by 11 a.m.
What?
Don't make me show up at 11:10 to get my ingredients for my homemade stew, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, the chickens aren't going to be ready till 12:30 today."
You needed pulled chicken
Really,
meat.
really early for a rotisserie.
I'm making a
Football.
stew.
Okay.
It needs days a
Okay.
whole day in order to make the stew
All
for
right.
it.
Slow
Right.
cook process.
And finally, I send out an email every Monday on this show asking certain people to help me come up with song ideas for the week.
Uh-oh.
Severely underwhelmed by the recent suggestions
I
from
didn't know
the
this
people
was
on the
hard.
team. Let me give you some examples that I've gotten recently.
Okay.
One person suggested a song about being nice to your neighbors.
Aw,
Like I'm
that's
frickin' Mr. Rogers or
Yeah.
something, taking off my shoes and singing about it.
kind of boring.
Another idea, same person wanted a song sang about the first FedEx delivery that happened 50 years ago.
oh,
Okay.
How did you do a whole song?
Exactly.
that's really
Talk
boring.
about
I
a
got
lame
out of
song.
a truck.
The
I brought
person
the
behind
package.
both of those suggestions, Alexis Fuller.
I did?
Alexis came up
I
with
didn't
those
even know I
ideas.
said those.
So I'm announcing it
FedEx.
today. Alexis, you're out.
Yes!
Brooke, you're in.
Perfect.
You're on the song squad.
It's hard. I didn't remember suggesting those. There's no option.
What about you? You do a song about blondes that can't say no and overpay for coffee.
Oh.
No, no.
Brooke, you're
All
out.
right. Yep.
Jose,
I'll-
you're in.
You don't want in.
I'm helpful.
All right.
Yay!
I'm helpful.
That's what's on my mind. Big changes coming all over the place.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
they are.
Text in 78592. Tell us
FedEx.
what's been on yours. It's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.